Oh, here he is, my real man. He has to ramp up the abuse to get the same feeling of domination. Hi, I'm Emma, a medical doctor, a survival of domestic violence, and narcissistic abuse. Today, I will talk about a topic that will help you see through your partner's manipulations, and you will not be able to unsee what you have learned today. So, buckle up. If you have a suspicion that your partner might be a narcissist, I think you have heard a lot of the terms of the narcissistic cycle. So, the idealization, the devaluation, the discard, and the honeymoon, or sorry, the Hoover, the Hoover. um, and you've heard those terms, but I will share with you how that cycle actually has a lot of similarities, and it is actually the same pattern that is talked about in the abusive cycle. So I will talk about this from your perspective as the target, and then from the abuser's or your partner's perspective. Why is he doing this, and what is behind it? So the narcissistic cycle, the one that I just described, this is a way to describe like the whole relationship pattern. So it starts with this. It's quite long phases. It's the idealization phase where you're the best thing ever, and he's so happy that he found you, and like he really raises you to the sky, and you feel like so amazing that someone would think all these lovely things about you. And this is the phase where you really fall in love with him and get really strongly attached to him. Um, so um, you begin to think that this is the love of my life. Like we really click, and um, it usually goes quite quickly. So you let him in closer to you than like in a normal relationship, and so he's putting in a lot of effort and really investing in you, and a lot of time together, and a lot of amazing experiences and gifts and words and all you can think about, like from a romantic movie, and all this force and push is what brings him close to you. Um, then the relationship will transition slowly to the devaluation. He will start to criticize you, find faults in you, and you will feel like anxious and wonder what you have done wrong. You try to improve yourself. And this is like the big chunk of the narcissistic relationship, the chunk where you are being devalued. He is withdrawing, um, like he is um, suddenly shifting, and you are now the one in pursuit of him, trying to get back to that first phase. And of course, when you're in it, it's not that clear, and he will also throw in some of the love bombs into this phase so that um, you're not really clear about what is happening, and to get you to engage again. So if he senses that you're pulling away, then he will love you a bit again, and then he will withdraw and you will come after him. And the narcissistic relationship usually ends with the discard, that he has found a new partner and he throws you away. And not only that, but he really uh, make a big effort in putting you down and hurting you, and making sure that you know that you are not good enough for him, or usually very painful. Of course, it sometimes end with you are the one. If you are the one to leave, then it could end before the discard. But if you just leave the cycle be, then this is what will happen. And then many, but not in all narcissistic relationship, but it often happens that the narcissist tries to hoover you and like either to get back into a relationship or just to get back in touch and see if he still has that power over you. Like you might just want to check in and see if you are still like wishing for him and if you would still pursue him. And then he might not want to engage in the relationship. It might just be that he needs a little kick, and you could provide that for him. So now, not all narcissists are physically abusive. Um, like probably it is a minority of the narcissists who are physically abusive, but all of them are in different degrees emotionally abusive because they are using emotional manipulations during the whole relationship. Um, and they are using techniques such as triangulation, comparing you with others, or cheating and showing you that you are not enough. They are using, many of them, gaslighting techniques that makes you doubt your version of reality because the narcissist, of course, has a different version of things, um, but he wants to enforce that his way of seeing things is the correct one. And so there are many manipulation techniques. And of course, I mean, if you discard someone by really telling them off and like saying the most nasty thing you could ever say, then of course that is emotional abuse that is done on purpose. Some narcissists will escalate to physical abuse. Um, when you talk about the abusive cycle, it can be physical abuse, but it can also be emotional abuse. And what happens during the relationship? So this is this long, like if you put the relationship from the love bomb to the discard, and then within that it will happen like many rounds in the abusive cycle. So the abusive cycle starts with um, there is a buildup of tension. Your partner is not happy for some reason. He's withdrawing. He is passive. He is giving you a stone face, like staring at you, showing that he is not happy without using his words, perhaps slamming doors, criticizing you. And this phase lasts for like a different, it can be a short period of tension buildup or it can be a longer one. Usually it is like if you see the whole cycle, this buildup of tension takes up quite a chunk. Um, so it drags out for days or perhaps weeks. Now, why is he doing this? Well, in one way, if he would continue to just love on you, then he wouldn't be in control and you could perhaps start to feel safe in the relationship. You could start to question him or make demands. So uh, the abusive person or the narcissistic person, that's not what he wants. He doesn't want like equal horizontal connection. He wants to be over you, like more important, superior. He wants to be the dominating person in the relationship. So he needs to do this tension. He needs to create the tension and the uncertainty for you. You begin to question yourself, like, have I done something wrong again? Why is he angry? Or I wish you would talk to me. Please talk to me. Please tell me. Are you angry? But he refuses. He criticizes you. You feel like you're failing. It's very painful to be criticized when you are doing your very best. He might start to look for something, like he might start to look for a reason to blow up. Some abusers really thrive on this, like the buildup of tension before the actual abusive episode might give them more of a rush than the actual event. It's like when you are anticipating something, when you are waiting for like a lovely party, or you are a gambling addict and you are waiting to like you are planning to go to the casino and gamble, and then just the anticipation like before you start gambling, that might be like really uh, giving you satisfaction. So some abusers really like this phase and they feel like they are in control and they are powerful. Um, and some of them actually, like more sadistically, do this cat and mouse thing. Like they enjoy seeing you tense and how you are reacting to them, how you are observing them, and how you are pursuing them. Um, and then, of course, this ends with the blow up, the abusive episode. Is it an emotionally abusive episode where he says something really evil, or screams at you? Uh, like in one instance, my husband told me that, I have been unfaithful to you on several occasions because you are not like good enough for me and I don't like you anymore. And I'm so like things that really hurt can be things like that, or it can be a physical abusive episode. It can be that, or it can be that he throws objects or screams at you. Um, it totally puts you off balance. It might really shock you, um, depending on what his actions are. If you have seen them before, uh, or if he has stepped really over the line of what he have done previously. This is the height of his domination over you, and um, it is an exciting thing for him to push over another limit, see how far he can go with you. Afterwards, the relationship will shift into the honeymoon phase. Why does it do that? Well, firstly, the abuser has to, like, he doesn't want to take responsibility for what he did in the abusive period. So he wants to, let's just erase that. Like, I'm not like that. I'm really sweet. So let's just forget that. So it's a way to not accept responsibility for what happened. Like, instead of accepting responsibility and try to change, he compensates by acting really nice, give you something, tell you sweet things. Um, it is also a way to keep control over you. Perhaps, like if you would continue just the abuse and then the tension, then you would eventually leave if you had the opportunity. But when he switches back to the nice guy that you met in the beginning, this makes you believe that, oh, here he is, like my real man. And this is what you have been longing for during the other phases. And you're really happy and hopeful. And he might be apologizing for how he behaved. And you're hoping that now he really sees it. This is it. He's going to change. And I will just try to be better. I will try to be better. I will try not to provoke him again, and we can just stay in this phase forever. It won't happen because, unfortunately, the honeymoon phase is another manipulation, and then um, the abuser will go back to the tension buildup phase. Um, he will not be comfortable with staying in the love in the honeymoon phase. Like the honeymoon phase, it's sort of like he's drawing you back, but you are also uh, like given from him more security, certainty, and like sharing power with him, and that cannot last. So um, after a while, the tension will start to build up again, and you will once again start to walk on eggshells and, well, I'm hoping, like, what did I do now? And then the cycle continues. Um, Usually, like when he comes to the abusive phase, he has to ramp up the abuse. Like he has to increase um, what he has, like the abusive behavior, to get the same reaction, to get the same feeling of domination, the same rush. So, in a way, it is like the abusive cycle helps the abuser to regulate his own emotions, to help him feel in control, make him feel powerful, and gives him like rewarding feelings and hormones in the brain. In the honeymoon phase, the same happens to you. You get releases of oxytocin in the brain and of dopamine, and you feel rewarded. And this is also something that keeps you hooked in the cycle. Like you're hoping for, like when this nice guy returns, this is what keeps you in it. And because you never know, like it is not um, you never know how long the cycle will last. You don't even realize that it is a cycle. You never know what kind of behavior, like when he will reward you with part of this honeymoon phase. So that makes it almost like a gambling addiction when you like go to the lottery or scrape the numbers or go to the casino and pull the lever. Then, since you don't know, like when will I get a win? When will I get that adoration and love and a close feeling. So you keep trying, you keep investing in the relationship, you keep hoping, and then it comes, and then it's really great, and it gives you a kick, and then it's gone again. So there are like some addictive hormones involved in this. Does not mean that it is out of like the abuser's control. I have heard lectures that say that like the narcissist is stuck in the cycle, so he can't really take over. Like uh, they say it like he is not fully responsible, um, but the whole basis of the relationship that the narcissist or the abuser uses when they enter the relationship, they are not entering a equal relationship. They are entering like a master slave relationship. They are entering a relationship with you in order to dominate you. So I've also heard that, well, the narcissist is really like he's not lying, like the psychopath is lying. The psychopath is consciously tricking you and putting on a show in the first phase. And the narcissist isn't lying, he is really like idealizing you. Yes, he is as the perfect target. He is idealizing you as the partner who will never leave him, like the partner who will always keep him happy. But he's still idealizing you in this, like from above, like from his dominating position. So, like in that perspective, yeah, sure, like, if you are entering a relationship with the aim to dominate, either through like drawing the person in or pushing them away or abusing them, yeah, that is the way that it will go. And when you interview narcissists, like if the data is based on interviewing people with this personality disorder, then one of the like characteristics of the narcissistic personality disorder is that they refuse to take responsibility. So if you ask the narcissist, like, what did you do? What made you do that? Then of course he will not say that I made the decision consciously. He will say that, um, well, I couldn't stop myself. It is like, so blaming these mental and psychological processes, that is very convenient. Um, if you want to like see more about this, like how the abuser or how the person blames, then I think you should look at the YouTube channel Martin Decoder. He talks about this and shows like video clips of people who are like refusing to accept the blame, and he does it in a really good way. You can argue narcissism as an insanity defense, like if you go to court of law and then you have done something illegal, and then you say that, well, I'm just stuck in the cycle, you know. It doesn't work. It's not a insanity defense. You make a conscious decision to enter a relationship in what your aim is to dominate. Uh, and then perhaps you don't think it through, like, okay, so I'm now going into this phase. They are probably just doing it like on instinct, and they know what have worked before, and they are very in tune with what the target is feeling and sensitive to when they need to put in some extra love and care, and when they can go a little further. When you see that what you are experiencing in is a cycle, is an abusive cycle and a manipulation, that is heartbreaking. Um, and if you think that you might be in such a cycle, I would encourage you to actually write a journal or try to keep some sort of track of what is happening. Like, he's not talking to me, he's angry, he's criticizing, and then what he did, and then if it shifts. My journaling helped me to see a pattern, and actually, it was part of me actually eventually seeing through the pattern. Like, um, I would begin to start predict, like, okay, so he's tense, it will just last for a few days, then it will shift, be better, like he will ease up a bit. And the other thing is that when someone describes a cycle, that is not your experience. You don't know that you are in a cycle. What you do know is that sometimes he is nice, very nice, and then you almost forget everything else, just feeling so good in those moments. Sometimes he is tense, withdrawing, refusing to talk, criticizing. And sometimes he blows up, hurts you, say something really nasty. Um, so your experience is that this person shifts his behavior towards me. And what you are thinking is that he does that as a response to me. So sometimes I'm worthy of his love, sometimes I'm not. So, and sometimes I really make him angry. That is not true. It all has to do with control and domination. So the guy that you are waiting for, the loving guy that makes you happy, I'm sorry to say, but he does not exist. That is a manipulation. The love that he gives you is a way to control you. When he is approving of you, it is a way to control you. See through the cycle, and you will be able to break it. It is hard to get out of an abusive relationship. It is very, very hard to do alone. Reach out for help, call the domestic violence hotlines, ask friends or family that you trust. If something illegal is happening, call the police, reach out for help. You don't deserve to be treated this way. You really don't. This is Emma holding up a light over the bridge. Remember, there is always a way out. There is always a way forward. If you need more content regarding the manipulation, how to break free, how to build a life after the abuse, subscribe to my channel. I would really like to know as well if you have experienced the cycle and how you're able to see through it, or if you have any questions about your current relationship, comment below or send me an email. I will answer. Please be safe, take care, and have a great day.